Welcome back to Fast Track. I'm JD Schomburg.
And I'm Sarah Haynes. Finals are fast approaching, and for many this can be the most stressful time of year. Fast Track's Bramwell takes us on campus for a look at some tips on making your finals week a little bit easier.
For some students, the next few weeks might be bringing the first round of finals, while others might be hitting the books the final time. No matter which category you fall in, finals can be a stressful time of the year. Some students have their own methods and tricks for making it through finals.
I think one of the most important things to remember during finals is the extra time you have during finals week. Since you don't have classes, you've got full days to prepare for your finals. That's what helps me out the most, I think.
I usually study ahead so I don't stress myself out, and I eat a lot of carbohydrates.
I think the best place to study on campus is my bed with my kitty and a bowl of Cheetos.
Hicks Library, it's my favorite place to study because it's very quiet, and you can eat in there, and yeah, I find it the best way to study.
Don't stress out about them too much. You've gone over everything in class before, and you've got the time to study.
If you're looking for somewhere quiet to study, the campus libraries can be a great resource for beating those distractions that can get in the way. Many of Purdue's libraries offer extended hours during dead and finals weeks. The Humanities, Social Science, and Education Library will remain open until midnight Sunday through Thursday of dead week and until 2 a.m. from Sunday until Thursday of finals week. And for those of you who plan to push things a little later into the night, the Hicks Undergraduate Library will begin 24-hour operation from 1 p.m. Sunday, December 6th until 5 p.m. on Saturday, December 19th. Wishing you the best of luck on finals. From Fast Track News, I'm Bram Wall.
Now here's Amanda Eggink with the national weather.
Hello, and now it's time for your national outlook. First, we're going to be starting with the fronts, how those fronts are going to bring in the precipitation, and then from there to the temperatures, that we will be receiving in the next few days. So first, we have a low pressure out in the northwest that is going to be propagating more to the central, so we're going to see the precipitation associated with that. But then also most of the United States is covered with a high pressure system, which is going to be keeping us dry. So for Sunday, you can see this low propagating pretty fast to through the central United States, and this high pressure being pushed out because of that. And for our Saturday precip, you can see because of that low pressure, there's going to be some precipitation down there, and also as this high pressure moves, as the high pressure moves out, there's going to be a little bit of precipitation more to the south and southeast. So for Sunday, again, as it moves, we're going to see that probability precipitation coming through, and then also just a tiny bit in this area, but not too much for them to worry about. And most of the United States is rain or snow free. So for our Friday lows, for one, we have a lower jet stream coming through, which is going to be lowering the temperatures, and also cold Canadian air coming through, which again is going to help to lower the temperatures. So you can see a lot cooler in most of the United States, with the 10s and 20s, and even into the teens and negative numbers for some parts of the United States, and more higher temperatures as you get further south. So Saturday highs, slightly warmer, but still it's going to be feeling pretty chilly, and if we have any wind, you're going to definitely feel the wind chill associated with that again. So we have some greens right here, 30s, 40s, but again, a lot of 20s, and then again more as you go south, slightly warmer in Florida. Our Saturday lows, again, you're going to see this big dip, but mostly it's going to be feeling a little bit cooler. Sunday highs, it's going to be slightly warmer than the Saturday highs, but still fairly cool. And the cold weather that we're going to be feeling now is not the only thing happening. The weather pattern known as El Nino is in full gear. So what kind of winter might we have? Eric Sewell digs for those answers in this report.
Indiana is bracing for another Midwestern winter, but how are we affected by El Nino in terms of temperature and precipitation? Kenneth Scaringa, Purdue climatologist from the Indiana State Climate Office, tells us what we're most likely to see in the coming months.
Our temperatures would start rising and be above normal at some point, and usually that happens in December. And a little bit later on in the early winter, say January, February, we should start to see a dry down. In other words, we won't see so much of this heavy rain, lots of rain, and it would actually tend to have a more drier weather pattern.
On the next Fast Track, we'll find out from Mr. Scaringa how much snow that might amount to And we'll also get the opinions from one TV meteorologist here in Indiana. I'm Eric Cerule, reporting for Fast Track.
The new federal program created in the aftermath of 9/11 requires that all states issue more secure driver's license by the end of this year. But many states are taking a stand against it, and as a result, many Americans may not be free to move about the country.
Most people show a driver's license to pass security and board an airplane or enter a federal building. But as of January 1st, licenses from as many as 36 states may not be accepted because those states are not complying with the requirements of Real ID, a law passed after 9/11 to make licenses more secure.
Real ID, first and foremost, is to make sure that we don't have terrorists coming through and posing as Americans and able to get on aircraft and access chemical refineries and all the other places where terrorists might go to kill Americans.
But the states say it will cost $4 billion to implement Real ID, and 24 states have passed laws or resolutions saying they will not comply. Other states, which want an extension on the December 31st Real ID deadline, have until Tuesday to demonstrate they're making progress, but as many as 12 states may not be able to do so, making 36 states in all non-compliant.
You're talking a very large portion of the population. You're talking large states, small states. We don't have the specific list of states. It is across the country. It's not geographic. It's not by size. There's a lot of people who could be affected come January 1.
Governors, some members of Congress, and even the Secretary of Homeland Security support an alternative called Pass ID. Supporters say it would be cheaper and easier to implement, but critics maintain it doesn't provide enough security, and Congress has yet to pass it. Some say that unless Congress enacts Pass ID quickly, on January 1st, driver's licenses from those 36 non-compliant states may not be accepted as identification at airports, snarling security lines over the holiday season and beyond. But others doubt events will unfold that way. They predict the Secretary of Homeland Security will intervene and push back Real ID deadlines. That would avert a travel catastrophe, but could postpone implementation of a key 9/11 Commission recommendation. Jean Meserve, CNN, Washington.
When we come back, we'll check out our local forecast
And relive the week in Purdue sports. Stay with us.
Need help with that essay or resume? Then head over to the Purdue Writing Lab. They can help you with everything from properly citing your sources to grammar and spelling. On Monday nights from 7 to 10, get help at Hicks Library. And on Wednesday nights at Meredith Hall from 7 to 10. Monday through Friday, you can visit Hevelon throughout the day. Remember, you can always get help 24/7 with just about anything you can put on paper online with Al.